So stay with me here, okay? The real public health crisis, according to Witless Whitmer, is not COVID, it's racism. She also mandated that state employees go through implicit bias training and created a Black Leadership Advisory Council to eradicate racial inequality in her state. Joining me now, Dinesh D'Souza, conservative commentator, author of United States of Socialism, and writer and director of the film that'll be out any moment, Trump Card. Dinesh, this feels like it's all about Whitmer and the Democrats consolidating power, but what are they really doing here?
Well, they're unleashing a set of gaseous balloons that have become completely untethered from their original source. I think this is actually where the new George Floyd videos are very illuminating. Not only because they show that George was resisting arrest from start to finish, but more importantly, it's not even clear this was about race at all. It's very eye-opening to watch and realize that race may not even have entered into the equation. Now, what the left has done is built a gigantic narrative on top of George Floyd, one that is obsessed with race. Racism in sports, racism in education, racism in healthcare, as if somehow the virus itself is racist. Now, of course, we have healthcare problems, obesity. Probably the biggest disparity in healthcare right now is caused by going to Black Lives Matter riots and rallies, because that is surely one easy way to get the virus. So if you want to reduce racial disparities in healthcare, stop going to those riots.
Dinesh, it's so bad now that you have these Hollywood celebrities issuing these tearful on-camera apologies for having weddings at, I guess, old facilities that used to be plantations. They're apologizing for that. They're apologizing for playing a role where their race doesn't quite match the original character in a biopic like Nina Simone. This is wild.
These are not genuine confessions, because people who really think that they have privilege, undeserved privilege, you notice they never actually give up that privilege. A student, for example, on a campus who says, hey, my position here at Yale is purely the result of white privilege. If I say to him on the campus, okay, why don't you go to the registrar's office tomorrow, withdraw from Yale, and turn over your position to an eligible minority, they go, oh, no, I wouldn't dream of doing that. I want to stay here and fight racism. So in other words, the bottom line of it is this is a form of pointless virtue signaling. It's actually an assertion of power over other students and a bogus claim of moral superiority.
I think, Dinesh, a lot of it itself is racist, because you're boiling down the differences between humans to skin color, which is what I thought we were supposed to try to get away from and treat each other as human beings. That includes George Floyd should be treated as a human being, and someone with a different color, skin color, should be treated like a human being. Everyone should be treated equally, which I know is maybe a dream. Maybe it's not going to happen ever perfectly, but that's supposed to be the ideal. But that's not really what they want.
The reason that they don't want it is that the original formula to move America in a socialist direction was class warfare, the revolt of the working class. But that has never happened. And so the left has realized that there actually are sores of racial grievance in this country. And by trying to sort of use racial division to substitute for class division, they're hoping ultimately to achieve goals that couldn't be achieved in any other way. In other words, to move us more toward government control over our economy.
Independency, yeah, independency. Dinesh, great to see you tonight. Thanks so much.